Hello and welcome to Psychologies. I'm Amy Sinacola, barefoot coach and creator of the Stop Self-Sabotaging coaching program. This is week 2 where we are going to be looking at self-sabotage and your career. But this is part of a series of 4 videos, and please feel free to watch them in any order you like that feels relevant to you. And hopefully in this series of videos we're going to be thinking about how we can start talking to ourselves with a little bit more self-care, a bit more self-compassion, and a little less of this kind of self-sabotaging voice that goes in, stopping us in our head, that's stopping us really from achieving our goals and really kind of owning our success and power. So yeah, I think that's about it. Just grab a pen and paper because you might want to jot some things down. Grab a drink, make yourself comfy. It's a bit of you time. So here we go. Yeah, self-sabotage and career. So, you know, we spend about, I think it's, various statistics will tell you different things, but on average around 13 plus years of our life working. That'd be, you know, weekends and everything, the whole 13 years of our life at work. So really, if you're not happy in this area of your life, and if you find that you are dissatisfied and frustrated with where you are and really are kind of struggling to ask for what you want or know really what it is that you want, then maybe it's time to think about this a little bit and think about whether it's your self-saboteur getting in the way of you owning your goals and achieving your dreams and really getting a career that you enjoy and wake up feeling all zingy about going out to do. So yeah, have a try at some of these questions and see if your self-sabotage is getting in the way of you owning a career that you love. All right, so bear with me again while I check out my computer for the questions to make sure that that we get these in the right order. Part of all of this is kind of accepting that really we are imperfect but wonderful human beings. So, you know, I'm just showing you how it is to be imperfect on video, having to look at my computer. So, question 1. What would you like to achieve in your career that you have been thinking about for a while but have not yet taken action on? Is there something that you would like to do? A new career maybe, a project at work, something different that you would like to speak to your manager about but haven't had the courage to do, a new project, an idea? What is it that you've not quite had the courage to do but you've had on your mind for a little while? As I said in the other video, please feel free to pause this at any time so you can take some moments to think about these questions, yeah? So ask yourself when you've got something there, ask yourself, what am I assuming to be true that is keeping me stuck? What am I assuming to be true that is keeping me stuck? So again, you might be thinking about, well, I'm not good enough, or, you know, Joe from accounts has got more experience than me, or they'll never listen to me, or no one ever takes me seriously. Are you being a bit of a victim with how you're thinking? Are you putting off the hard stuff? Are you trying so hard to be perfect that nothing's ever good enough? What is it that's keeping you stuck? And then if you knew that this was not true, what would you say instead? So if I knew that this was not true, what would I say instead? What would be a new liberating kind of belief for you? Okay. Now I'd just like you to think of a role model and list 3 qualities that you admire and value in that role model. So this might be someone you know in your personal life, but it might be someone at work, maybe a manager or someone you work alongside, maybe a famous person that you admire. What are the 3 qualities they have that they like? And I mean kind of internal qualities, not just that they've got fab pouty lips or wonderful hair, you know, not those external things, these kind of internal qualities and values about that person that you admire. What are those 3 things? Okay. And then I would just like you to know this. Know that in recognising them in other people, those are things that you recognise and value in you. Yeah? So if you recognise them in somebody else, they're things that you value. And so they're qualities that you also have in you. I'd like you now to say them out loud to yourself. As weird as that might seem, take those qualities and say them. I am the, and whatever it is. So I am confident, or I am inspiring, or I am, whatever it is that you have written about your role model, apply that to yourself. Okay? And now think about if you knew for certain that you already had all the skills and talents you needed to create the career you wanted, what would they be? What skills and talents would they be? And what would your next step be? If you knew for certain that they all belong to you already, what would your next step be? And then when could you take that step to what you want? And now you've spent some time thinking about the qualities of someone you admire. You've thought about new liberating belief statements. You've thought about new skills and talents that are going to help you take your next step. What will you now say to your saboteur when it shows up? And as you now start to take some action towards your goal, when you start to take action towards your goal, not if, when, I want you to pay attention to any uncomfortable feelings that crop up for you. Yeah? Listen to what you are saying to yourself. I can't remember what it was, who it was, but I love this quote. Be careful what you say to yourself because you are listening. Okay? So pay attention to what you're saying to yourself. How are you saying it? Are you showing yourself love and self-compassion and care and kindness? Is this how you would allow other people to speak to you? And how do you know these things are true anyway? Yeah? Accept this part of you, but talk to it as if it's a small child and you're a caring, nurturing adult. As you state the alternate positive things that you now know to be true about yourself from the questions that you've just answered. Okay? And then as you go along in your journey, I want you to celebrate every step you take towards the career you want. Whether as small as, you know, just writing a new section of your CV, joining up with a job agency, starting to have some different conversations at work about your ideas, just starting to put yourself out there a little bit more, show up for who you really are. Celebrate that. Be proud of yourself. And maybe ask for some support and help along the way. Who can hold you accountable and who can support you? Could you really kind of put yourself out there and ask someone at work to support you or mentor you as you do this? Because it's hard work trying to challenge yourself. You're putting yourself into a place which is a little bit more uncomfortable. So well done for trying if you're going to be getting to that next stage. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope that's useful to you, and I'll speak to you again when we are going to be looking at love. Okay, bye for now.